Hello, it's nice to meet you. My name is Gary the Expert. I hope you're having a fantastic day today. In this episode, I'm going to share with you hopefully something that will help you along your addiction journey. If you are feeling addicted, please reach out for help, regardless if it's me or if it's someone else. There is help out there. Your mind might convince you that there's no help. And I'm going to share something with you today and visual. So I'm going to be sharing my screen again. And if you are listening on Spotify or other places that you listen on, you know, I'm going to try say it as clearly and you can get an image in your mind. So today's episode is brought to you by Quasi.com and upskillonline.org. Both of these websites are in the description. If you want to go on holidays, use Quasi.com. And if you also want to upskill yourself, use upskillonline.org. I've also got my own website down below, Gary the Expert. If you want to book in for a session with myself to maybe get a hand of or a hold of your addiction, I would love to help you in some way, shape, or form to do that. With that being said, this episode I am excited to share with you. So, what I'm going to be doing is helping you understand your mind on various levels. I love doing this and teaching this thing. Your mind is fantastic. Your mind is the most creative, powerful resource in the world. Why do I say it's the most powerful resource? Well, think of it. No gold mine, coal mine, diamond mine can ever bring you as much riches as your mind or as anyone's mind. It's that well organized, creative, and fantastic. The problem with that, though, is that, for example, look at someone who has schizophrenia. I was reading a book recently. They thought that you ever see A Beautiful Mind? Highly recommend A Beautiful Mind. It's on Netflix. A Beautiful Mind. Absolutely quality film about a Harvard professor or I think he's a professor who has schizophrenia. And he's saying that, these aliens are contacting me and my parents are bad people because they're spying on me. And this is your mind being absolutely wonderfully creative, but in a negative context. Now, to this person who has schizophrenia, they would have been thinking, quote unquote, normally. Now, most of the time, yeah, most of the time. So this person thinks normally, and you only really know that you're not thinking, quote unquote, normally, or you're thinking unhelpfully normally in when you have someone reflecting back what you're saying, like a therapy, like coaching, or someone like a friend, right? And this is a beautiful science to me. This is a beautiful art, should I say. So I'm going to share on my screen right now, and this will give you a bit more context to what I'm saying. So if you're listening, I've got two brains. I've got one brain, and it's split into the left hemisphere, the right hemisphere of the brain. You've got two sides of the brain. If I was to make it a little bit more, I'm not going to go into, well, this is on this side of the brain, this is on this side of the brain, and this controls your right arm, and this controls your left arm, and your eyesight, and this locate. No, it's just a diagram of a sketch brain, and one side says the good, one side says the bad. Now, if you're addicted to something, you have jagged core beliefs. That's my understanding. That's my belief. You can change it if you want. I would love to hear a better opinion. I'd love to hear a better understanding. But my understanding is this person is got a belief or beliefs or paradigms. They've got understandings that are tricking them. So as you look at this list on the good or the bad, so good core beliefs of an addict's mind or a normal person's mind would be family would be a core value, and then you've got beliefs coming out of the family would be, well, okay, I have a better family. If I had a better friends for my family friends, I'd have a better future for my family. I'd have a good relationships long term. I'd be enjoying life more. I would have good role models in my life. I would possibly be extensions from those things. And these are kind of like a spider diagram. Extension from those things. A better future means better financial situations, which means investing, savings, holidays, trips. And this is on the good side of the brain. And your mind convinces you all of these good things. So therefore, when you convince yourself of these things, you take action on these things. And you believe these things. So you therefore, I believe, so I act. Right. I know you got the addict on the bad side, right? Now, these thoughts, I want you to look at these. These aren't negative thoughts, but they are bad. What I mean by that is that if I take drugs, it'll be fun. It's not a, it's a positive thought, but it's bad. Now, to the person who is thinking it'll be fun, they're thinking normally, they're thinking rationally, they're thinking just like you're thinking and I'm thinking right this second. They're literally just thinking that it'll be fun, so I'll do it. That is the problem. They're thinking normally, but normally in a direction that's not ending positively. Yeah. So another example of a positive sentence that ultimately leads to a bad or is bad. It's going to be great moments, great memories. You'll feel alive. YOLO. Sure, it's the weekend. I get to meet up with friends. I'll do it alone. There's nothing else to do. None of these are extremely negative things. But that's the problem. If they were extremely negative things, and the great thing about therapy is you understand and you grow the ideas of what actually the bad is coming from this. So none of these is actually saying that if you meet up with your friends, you're going to have bad friends in your life who don't want the best for you. Okay. Then you're going to spend a lot of money where if you spend money, you're not going to be able to take care of a kid that's coming into the world. And if you do go to have a kid in the world and you're going to be the type of role model, do you want to be a type of man that's known to take drugs? And then you're really creating this negative image. And then all these sentences start evaporating. But they're extreme or more extreme negative sentences. These are good sentences that are tricking. They're tricking us. Why? Because we're thinking normally. I've got these around my business. I think normally, but this normal thinking is hindering my business. Elon Musk is thinking normally and he's hindering himself or he's growing himself. His mind is fantastic. So in the bad side of the brain, those examples, no regrets, you'll get away with it. Life's boring. Do it anyways. There's no reason not to. It's the weekend. These are cool sentences. These are walk in the park sentences. But they're just tricking you. Absolutely tricking you. An example of this where we all know is if I say, if my friend says, will you come rock climbing with me? And I say, I can't. Now, I might just think I can't rock climb, so I'm not going to go rock climbing today. And this is an example I pulled out of the year altogether. All right, but if I don't go rock climbing today, I'm missing out on multiple things. I'm missing out on overcoming a fear of heights. I'm missing out on, growing social connections, having a good conversation, right? Maybe that's the same thing. I'm missing out on great experiences and memories. When I say I can't do that, I don't understand. You don't understand. We don't understand the amount of doors we close. We don't. It is impossible to see that. But when we say it'll be fun, we only see 3 or 4 steps ahead of us, which taking a drug will be fun. It's right. I call drugs 95% bad, 5% good. Call a spade a spade. Call a spade a spade. Drugs are awesome for 5% of the time. 95% they ruin your life. So it'll be fun, and maybe you go focus on the 5%. Your normal thinking might actually be tricking you. That's the key takeaway from this episode. Your normal sentences, it'll be fun. It's the weekend, nothing else to do. You're getting tricked. I want you to watch your mind like a hawk. Another example with normal thinking, I suppose, before we go, is that if I say anything to you and you just go, yeah, but no matter what I have just said, you are now going to turn it basically the opposite. Yes, but we've got to, this opens up all the doors of opposite, being a positive or negative. If you say something negative, I go, yes, but this is positive. If you say something negative, I go, yes. If you say something positive, I go, yes, but this is negative. So this simple sentence, these simple things are tricking us. And the more we can be aware of those, the better actions we'll be able to take and the better decisions we'll be able to make. With better decisions, we know we'll have a better life. I hope you have a beautiful, blessed day. It's been a pleasure speaking to you, seeing you today. In the next episode, I'll give you another analogy, an analogy that'll be able to hopefully transform your life in some way, shape, or form. I'll see you then. Thanks.